Hi guys, Butch here again. Want to demo my, I call it my stretching four post anyway. I kind of designed this for the traditional archers, the bare bow guys and stuff, because they only need to pull to 100 pounds, and these are a little bit wider. These are 10 inches outside to outside. If you're into string building, these are a swinging four post arrangement. But I've laid this string out. If you watch my spooler video, then you can kind of see how I laid it out. Anyway, we're going to add a little tension to this and kind of show you how it works. Anyway, I call this my tension unit. Anyway, it goes up to 150 pounds. I loosened these up. There's a plate underneath here that allows it to slide back and forth. Anyway, we go up to about 100 pounds. Then I can lock it down. And the reason we do that is so you don't add a bunch of twists underneath your end loop serving. This is some 7/1000 Duragrit from Brown Owl. Anyway, some guy asked me the other day about serving. How do you start your serving? Anyway, you run yourself out a little bit like this. I like to poke it through the center of the string. Then I'll hold this end here and kind of loop back over that loose end over here. If you can stick it over there out of the way, then that kind of helps. And you'll run this thing several times. Once you get it kind of started, just like a back serving, you can pull that. But what I want to do is put this on here and kind of figure out where I want to go or where I want to end up. Yeah, it's probably going to be like 2.5 inch end loop serving. We'll see how it looks. This is just a demo string. Sometimes you gotta hold that out of the way. After you run about 10 or 15 wraps over it, you can cut that piece off. Where my knife went. When you're doing your end loops, you don't need to do a ton of tension. You don't want to add a whole lot of twists underneath it. You definitely want it tighter than that. I kind of play with it as I go, and once I'm happy with it, then you can just go like crazy. But you can see that it's not, with the tension on here, it's not twisting up, and it's starting to become pretty clear. You can use some mineral oil, or the BCY sells a clarifier that you can put over the serving. And when you're doing that, you want to add that clarifier as you're serving, just like a drop on the string. That way it kind of forms in there. If you put it on afterwards, it doesn't soak in there very well. Try to speed the video up doing this. You can tell that it's not super tight. Your end loops don't need to be all that tight, because you're bending them around a really tight pin, and you kind of want a little flex in there so they can go around the pin. Yeah, the pro builders, they'd be disgusted with me as slow as I am. Don't have time to build many strings lately. This is a good thing. Getting a good serving jig is important. This is a Spigarelli. I've had it for 25 years. You can kind of tell on the color. A lot of people use the biter serving jig. Man, this thing's a piece of junk. Anyway, you kind of get the point. What I'll do is I'm going to just back serve this right now. Maybe I can move you in here a little closer. Try to do it backwards. We'll see how that works. Anyway, you see how I laid it out here like this. I'm going the same direction that I put the serving on here. So I'm going the same direction. I don't know, 10 or 15 times. And kind of move that out of the way. And as I wrap it back over itself, it unwinds over here is what I just added on there, but you're going over the top of that, your main strand. And you got a hold of the jig and you're pulling it. You don't want to create a big knot underneath there. Move you around just a little bit. A lot of string builders use gloves for this whole reason. But you pull that underneath there and there's very little bump to that. And on your ends, you don't want to melt them. You cut them off just as smooth as you can get it, because when you end up serving your end serving and you want to go over the top of this end loop, then you don't have a big fat bump in there and your transitions look a lot nicer. Anyway, that's kind of a demo of the tension unit. 4 posts. I don't think you need much more than 100 pounds. This will go up to 150, but you get much more than that and then it starts flexing the posts and then you get an inconsistent layout. Anyway, hope this helps somebody. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.